In my business, visiting remote communities, remote mine sites, you've got to do a lot of night driving. The distances in WA are so vast. The great thing about that is most of our reptiles are nocturnal. So driving at night gives you the opportunity to find things that you've never seen before. In fact, many new species of lizard and snake were first discovered opportunistically crossing a road. I'm into photography, so it also gives me the opportunity to find things that I've never found before, so I can photograph them. Often photograph them in situ with a digital camera, walk away with a good shot, no worries. It definitely keeps you awake. Ah, it's not a snake, it's a legless lizard. There's a gecko. This is a little gecko I just picked up crossing the road. I've just moved him off to the side, get a photograph of him. Commonly called stone geckos. It's a large group, very delicate looking little lizards. Its other name is Diplodactylus granariensis. They live in very arid environments, all move at night, feed on spiders, other small invertebrates, often utilise spiders' burrows, rocks, bark, anything laying on the ground as cover. This one was crossing the road. I've moved him off. A lot of these little devils get squashed on the roads, but at the end of the day they're providing a source of protein for other animals. When driving at night over most of Australia, the greatest hazard is the abundance of kangaroos. A dead roo on the side of the road supports a broad range of other organisms. In fact, the species population densities, if they exist close to the roads and can harvest roadkill, their population densities can be far higher than those away from the road, primarily because reproductive potential is related to the available food resources. Adjacent to the road, there's lots of tucker. Death, just as important as birth. No entity exists indefinitely. There's a snake. A western brown snake. Nice banded morph. Well, there's quite a bit of activity tonight. Oh, there's another gecko. I'm in the middle of one of those seasonal thunderstorms we get in the goldfields in the Pilbara. It's coming down that heavy, I can hardly see the road at the moment. In fact, it's storms like this that cause rapid flash flooding. I wouldn't want to be camping on the ground at the moment. Got a day off today, Sunday, RDO. I woke up in the middle of the night with a bit of a shock, got out of me swag. All I could hear was this hell of a noise and something biting in my ear. Turned out to be an ant. I tell you what, while I was still half asleep, it gave me a bit of a shock. I had images of that mythical beast, the earwig that burrows in one ear and out the other. Once I got it out, it was okay. But I tell you what, give me a bit of a fright in the short term. Aha, this little dragon, this is Caymanops. Caymanops, what a beauty. I mean, things are amazing. This is only the third one I've seen in my life. Only saw the second one probably about 2 months ago up in the Pilbara. I'm just north of Payne's Find, heading towards Sandstone, and I find my first specimen of Caymanops laying on the road. Caymanops amphibioloides, yeah, beauty. See if I can catch him now. He'll probably do a runner. Look at that. Magic. You call him the mulga dragon. What a gorgeous little beast. The mulga dragon. A cryptic little dragon. Beautiful. It's a monotypic genus, Camenops, but those people out there that want to place it in Dipifera, we'll get that right in a moment, into the two-pawed dragons. He's got two paws, but he's totally different to Dipifera. That's what I reckon. Should be left as a monotypic genus. Why do we want to fiddle with these things all the time? Go on, off you go. That dragon genus I was trying to remember, I couldn't pull it out of the cloudy closets at the back of my mind. That's what happens when you get a bit old, but that dragon genus I was trying to remember I'd had trouble with was Dipifera. Dipifera, not Diporphera, or whatever I was saying. Dipifera. Remember it. Just pulled up for a drink break. It's about 40 degrees in the water bag at the moment, a little bit warm. I'm the outskirts here of Sandstone, probably about 50k out. Sandstone has one of them great little pubs, the Sandstone Pub, great place. It's on par with Agnew, Wim Creek, Pardue, Sandfire. These are great watering holes, and I use that term metaphorically. You don't buy water there, that'll kill you. You buy beer. In fact, the kids in this mulga scrub, this acacia woodland, they're weaned from the bottle straight to the can. Don't drink the water. Remember, it'll kill you. Just been having a bit of a look around. Bit of a look around because it's late afternoon. Often you get a bit of activity in the afternoons. Trouble is, it's just too hot. I thought there might have been a bit of reptile activity going on, but not likely. Bit of cloud building up, and apparently they had thunderstorms here last night. Mightn't get anything at this time of day, but hopefully we'll get something tonight spotlighting. Bit of a snake track here. Probably from last night too. I've been turning around mine sites for the past couple of weeks. I've got another week to go. I run occupational health and safety courses on the sites to allow people to get the skills to relocate dangerously venomous snakes that are perceived as a hazard. You're welcome to come along with me if you like. No worries. Oh, it's nearly dark. I just seen a snake cross the track. Oh, it's a mulga snake. Ah, you little wormy bugger. Come on, in the bag. Come on, don't bite it. There you go. Ah, little mulga snake, no worries. Can you hear that wind? Blowing a gale. Another storm coming in from the north. The bloke won't be sleeping in his swag tonight. I reckon it'll bucket down. Blowing a gale. Whoop. The man can't even keep his hat on his head. This is a funny looking head without a hat. I'm going to be an optimist. I hope this wind drops, the rain doesn't come too early, and hopefully we'll get a few reptiles spotlighting tonight. Just texting me head torch. No worries. We should get a heap. Nothing like a bit of wet weather to stimulate reptile activity. We'll see how we go anyway. Head torching at night. That's the way to find geckos. Their large eyes reflect the light back quite well. It's only a dull glow. If you see a bright twinkling light, it's probably a spider. Let's have a look at him. Ha! A tail squirting gecko. This one's name is Straphurus. You'd commonly call it a ring-tailed gecko. It has bands around the tail. They can squirt fluid from rupture points along the top of the tail, and they often do that when they're threatened by a predator. The fluid is quite sticky, rapid drying. No doubt if it was an avian predator like a bird, it probably is reminiscent of flying into spider web. Ah, here we have a ground gecko. This one's a fat-tailed Diplodactylus. We just call them conspics. Their scientific name is Diplodactylus conspicillatus, so we just call them conspics for short. One of numerous ground geckos. The genus Diplodactylus is quite a large genus of gecko. Now you can see where it gets its name from. The big, broad, fat tail. I'm on the outskirts of Leinster. Got a couple of sessions there to do today. Looks like that thunderstorm activity's back again. It's really building up. Might be a wet one today. I'm running the courses today at the Leinster Golf Club. That's where I am now. This is the home of birdies, eagles and albatrosses, and after I finish it'll be the home to snakes too if we lose a few. Welcome everyone, my name's Brian Bush. The purpose of this exercise is to give you the skills, the basic skills required to safely relocate potentially dangerous snakes from your workplace and the village area. This gear makes it extremely safe. The biggest problem is not the snake per se, but the attitude. Some of you are going to have great difficulty overcoming that psychological barrier when the snake goes defensive. The other problem is not the snake, it's the attitude. It comes to where the most competent operator suddenly becomes incompetent if he has a phobia towards snakes, and there's a snake nearby, he's going to be distracted. If there's a hazard associated with what he does, that hazard increases because his competency will decline because of his distraction. If there's a course of action he can put in place, a procedure to have someone come and relocate that snake, it increases his positive perspective and again reduces the likelihood of an accident. Right, we're at the stage now where we're going to put our techniques to practice. We're going to experiment and experience actual snake catching and the application of the gear. Just remember, before we go into it, Australian snakes are the deadliest in the world if you're a mouse. Hey, remember that? Your anxiety will be a lot suppressed. No worries. Let's get the gear. Just got a message from Brad Marion, a mate that works at the WA Museum. He discovered a new species of taipan. Originally it was collected by mistake for a western brown snake. New species of taipan. Isn't it great? 500 new reptiles described as science for Australia in the last 35 years. In fact, 3 of them are large venomous snakes since 1986. In 86 we had the spotted mulga snake for WA described and named after Harry Butler. Just recently, Weigel's mulga snake, named after John Weigel from the Australian Reptile Park. It's across the top of Australia. And now, the 3rd species of taipan for Australia, over near the WA South Australian border, in the southern parts. Beauty, that's what I reckon. You don't know what's out there till you get your hands dirty and have a look.